about to finish up. I'm about to get the last of the trees cut on this job, and it's a sucky son of a buck. Everybody's at each other's throats. I think Junkyard and Stevie and Roger over there is about to blow up. But I'm down to the last 3 trees in this mountainous region. Now, if you look up there, look how to show y'all how erosive everything is. Look at the root ball up there of them trees, just holding that soil still. As soon as the tree falls off and the root ball exposes, and there goes all that dirt too. Just look at this shikey hole. It's terrible that we're down. That one over there where I fell off the cribbing, I mean, that was a disaster. I'll admit that was terrible. I mean, I was rethinking life at that point, but then I got over to this side, and it's like, well, how else would it makes any sense would you log it? You can't even drive a 4-wheeler down that daggone hill. Look up there. A daggone John Deere Gator would hang a tire off daggone there to each side. And look at that stump up there. There's nowhere to stand cutting that son of a buck. And my phone was dead. I was gonna try to YouTube some of that, but I mean, how you gonna get this out? It'd take a chopper. Look at that, the butt of that sycamore up there. We're gonna have to winch it. But the last tree to cut is this big poplar here, and I'm gonna try not to bust the poplar I cut across the hill. So I'm gonna try to wiggle my way up there and get these last 3 trees. This daggum, what is that? Well, it's a daggone, the daggone tops broke out maple. A poplar, sycamore, and that daggone mess there. Okay, let me get into this and explain. Now this thing, it's really logging most of this property I've been confident in. I mean, we ain't been the best, you know, at it because we're not as experienced at this terrain with this equipment. Used to, in the old days, you take a dozer, make a bench road, get some cable rigs, and maybe even tie 2 together in places. But what you do in reality is, you know, unless you log it like a Westerner with your, you know, but you can't log it like a Westerner here because our stuff ain't big enough, or hills ain't long enough to justify break down, set up time, and all that stuff. So what you get into is you make a bench road, you get your equipment on the bench road, and you get down close to it, and you make lifts, you know, and you usually work them lifts out, you know. And this way, our hills are so short, you couldn't justify a bench road. With erosion, this thing's got. We'd chop this property all to Hades trying to bench road it and do that method on 99% of this job. What happened is I think we made a mistake. Well, hindsight's 20/20. I know we made a mistake. This spot where I'm in Brutus, we should have never been in. There's the spot over there, last night's video where I got Brutus stuck over there. We never should have been in that either. We should have tied 2 cable rigs together on the other side and lowered one down and tried to eliminate it to as few skid roads as possible for erosion control. But here, it was short enough where a dozer could have possibly got back down in most places enough to winch it out. Now, it might have been a little wishful thinking, but we might have had to get, let me turn around. We might have had to come in right where I'm throwing this tree at, right here, to about where my head is now. We probably should have ran the track machines into there, and we could have reached all but probably 10 trees. The remainder of the 10 trees, we could have, with 2 machines tied together, cabled the rest of it out. You'd have took a chance on making some erosion, but with what it ended up doing to our equipment, we'd have been better off leaving the damn trees stand. But where the head's at up here right now, battling for this sycamore and this poplar tree, and you'll see there's another video coming. Stevie gets in a disaster back here too. We just never should have had this big equipment this tight a spot. It's where the valley got just too tight, too ridiculous. If it had been clay, been a different story, but it's not clay. What you're looking at is sand. And the river's up. The farmer told us the river table's up because the water's all backed up. It's so daggone wet this year. They said, yes, it's above flood stage. You know, we're above flood stage up in here. But what he said is in your groundwater that's draining down, it stays up high too because of the river water being down below it. So he said it just, so what happened is the water's just pouring in. You can't see it, it's right in the ground below the surface, but the water's coming in, the water table's up, and it's just wet on top of being ridiculously, you're driving in a funnel, and it's hard on track undercarriage. I mean, it's just, we'd have been better off. I don't know. I mean, this has got me tore up, and I'm reliving this because I'm watching it in the editor right now. But this last 8 to 10 trees here was utterly ridiculous. Just utterly ridiculous on equipment. There is no way doing it the way we're doing it that we're coming out. And you don't know, we don't have enough experience at these spots here to tell, oh, whoa, it's time to stop. So you kind of nibble your way in. Next thing you know, you turn it around and you just walked off a cliff and didn't realize it, that type of thing. So I don't know, but I finally, through agonizing going after it, I finally got him down. But what I did is I set Stevie up, so when he come in behind me, he's got even more debacle to deal with. And you'll see it in tomorrow night's video. Y'all come back tomorrow night and watch tomorrow night's video. Well, no, maybe not tomorrow night, the next night. It's coming. Next there. Look, see how far the track sank right there? Right where the sycamore falls, right where the sycamore sawdust is. Look how much that sank. And I'm done back here. I done got myself head over, too deep into it before I realized what's going on. Had that been clay, wouldn't been an issue. Had that not been completely wet sand, probably wouldn't have been an issue. Had the river, like the farmer said, or like Ed said, if the river hadn't been up like that, it probably wouldn't have been an issue. It probably been some of an issue, but it wouldn't have been near what it was. And all them factors leading together just made this a bad decision all the way around. I'm just convinced it's a bad decision all the way around. We should have never been here. Look how that sycamore butt sank in there. But we're done. But it was the damage to the equipment and stuff is going to be yet to be seen. So I mean, we'd been better off just leaving the tree stand than even come in here. But I mean, daggone it. A job well done is not a job well done till you're done,
Swing wide when you get around your tires.
Hi.